Good morning, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Heitman from Vanderbilt University, from the Center for Biomedical Ethics and Society, and the co-chair of the Committee on Gene Drive Research and Non-Human Organisms. And I'm very pleased to welcome you all today. Thank you for braving the weather to be here. We are looking forward to our second public meeting today of the committee, and the task that we're undertaking for the National Academy of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine is to review the state of the science of gene drive research and to provide general principles that will guide the responsible practices in gene drive research into the future. I'd like to remind everybody that this is an open, on-the-record meeting, and members of the public, including journalists, are invited to participate as observers, and everyone's attendance is welcome with the understanding that we are being both transmitted and recorded. This is not a news conference, however, and speakers will not be entertaining questions from the floor. They will be entertaining questions from the members of the committee who are seated at the front. We do have designated time, however, approximately 4 p.m. this afternoon for questions and discussion with the public, and for public to share their comments, ideas, and concerns with the committee. If you would like to make a statement or ask a question, please, there's registration in the lobby, or please contact Dr. Keegan Sawyer, who is here seated at the front on the right-hand side of the auditorium, and she'll help you sign up and submit your comments. If anyone is listening or watching online and would like to make a statement, please send Dr. Sawyer an email with your name and affiliation to ksawyer, S-A-W-Y-E-R, @nas.edu. And if there are reporters present who would like to talk with members of the committee, we'd like you also please to speak first with Dr. Keegan Sawyer about how to do that, or to my co-chair, Dr. James Collins, or myself at the break. And we'll be happy to find a time that we can perhaps get people together. I'd like to remind everyone this is an information gathering workshop. Our purpose here is to assemble materials, ask questions, and assemble more materials, and then to examine those materials later and to query what we're learning today so that we can ultimately make findings, conclusions, and recommendations. We have not, however, reached any conclusions at this point, and it's important to remind everyone that we will not be making conclusions today, and it would be a mistake if anyone were to leave here thinking that they knew either what we were going to say or how we had concluded comments from today's session. We may, in fact, ask probing questions that suggest a particular perspective. This is a common feature of this kind of informational meeting. But these may be personal views. They may not represent the ultimate conclusions of the committee. And comments from any individual member of the committee should not be taken as any kind of official position statement, either of the committee or the National Academies as a whole. We are going to continue gathering information over the next several months, and we'll be deliberating thoroughly before writing a draft report, which will subsequently be reviewed and revised before being released. This is the second of 4 committee meetings, so we are not even halfway through the process. The committee is also hosting a series of webinars, some of which have already taken place and are available as recorded events online. And the schedule of webinars is on the registration table if anyone is interested in looking at it. As I said, once the report is in final draft form, it will be submitted for a rigorous review through the committee's normal processes, and then will be subject to revisions as recommended by the reviewers. It will ultimately be released publicly. Our anticipated date is the end of April, April 30th, 2016. I'd like to turn the meeting over to my co-chair, Dr. James Collins, for some initial housekeeping and organization of the meeting. And thank you again all for coming.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Liz. Thanks for the introduction. It's a pleasure to have everyone here as As Dr. Heitman mentioned, this is one of a series of activities that this committee has put together in the interests of getting the very best information that we can related to science, ethics, and governance considerations as far as gene drives are concerned. This is the second of 4 face-to-face meetings that'll be held, and then a series of webinars, 10 webinars altogether. As the Academy undertakes these sorts of reports, an important feature of the activity is getting input from the very best individuals in the world that are working on the various topics that the Academy takes under consideration. And in this instance, we have sought out those very best minds, and we're fortunate to have them with us here today, a group of them with us here today. Organizationally, we're split into 4 different presentations or areas of presentation as far as the day is concerned. We're going to start out with the first one here in a minute related to scientific considerations. Each speaker will have about 20 minutes, and then we'll come together at the end. We'll bring the speakers back up here and have a panel discussion. As Dr. Heitman mentioned, at that point, the questions will only come from the committee, which is seated up here in the front, and then later on this afternoon, we'll be able to take questions from the general public. So with that, as far as organization is concerned, we can start right in. I will not do lengthy introductions as far as each speaker is concerned. The biographies are just outside the door here, so you can get those and get the background for each individual. So without further ado, let's start into the section on scientific considerations. We are grateful to have Dr. Austin Burt with us from Imperial College this morning. He tells me he flew over for this meeting and is flying right back. So this sets new standards for commuting as far as we can tell. And with that, Austin, come on up and get us started if you would. Topic will be capabilities and trade-offs of gene drive techniques.